Back in November of 2022, the new CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery, David Zaslav, spoke about how profitable the original Harry Potter movies had been. He continued, stating plans to focus on franchises in the future. Ever since supposed leak from Twitter user WDWPro stating that Warner Bros. Discovery was looking to reboot the Harry Potter film franchise in the next 3 to 5 years, there have been rumors circulating in regards to the validity of these leaks and what might be coming for the Harry Potter film franchise. Zaslav himself has also stated on multiple occasions his desire to do more with Harry Potter, so this 3 to 5 year rumor isn't much of a stretch, especially given recent announcements to reboot DC and the upcoming Lord of the Rings films. The Valiant Renegade YouTube channel did an interview with the leaker over at WDWPro, who has a track record of over 80% accuracy, and most recently spoke about the DC reboot months before it was known to be taking place. But setting the rumors aside, Zaslav has spoken about his desire to further the Harry Potter franchise in the future. It's not so much a question of will the franchise be rebooted, but how and when. Warner Bros. In just the last few months have made major changes to the DC universe by hiring James Gunn and Peter Safran to head up an almost all-new universe, announcing a slate of TV shows and films encompassing a 10-year plan. They have also announced plans for some upcoming Lord of the Rings films. Peter Jackson, the man behind the making of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit trilogy, in a statement to Variety stated, "Warner Bros. Has kept them in the loop every step of the way. The Lord of the Rings was undoubtedly one of the greatest trilogies of all time, and say what you will about The Hobbit, it grossed nearly the same as the original trilogy. Therefore, from a business perspective, making this is somewhat a safe investment." Fans of Tolkien's universe have been left with a bad taste in their mouths since the making of Amazon's The Rings of Power, a show that managed to alienate almost an entire fandom. However, while films like the original Lord of the Rings trilogy are timeless and certainly do not need a reboot, David Zaslav seems less concerned with protecting the legacy of those films and more concerned with making Warner Bros. Discovery profitable again. He stated, "We haven't had a Harry Potter movie in 15 years. I guess ignoring Fantastic Beasts, heavily implying a desire to get back to the projects that people loved. We don't have a crystal ball, and we can't look forward to see if these reboots are going to honor the original source material or crap all over them. However, it's easy to assume the worst given just how bad some of the most recent reboots have been." To reiterate, in efforts to make Warner Bros. Profitable again, Zaslav is looking into the most profitable franchises of the past. He has also slashed anything that he believes to be a risk. In the months encompassing these cuts, being nicknamed the Axe of Zaslav, projects such as The Wonder Twins, Raised by Wolves, Scoob 2, Holiday Haunt, Batgirl, and others have been either cancelled or will never see the light of day. Surprisingly, a number of these projects were already completed or in post-production, and still, Zaslav has wiped them clean. Many recent films and television shows have begun to strongly push Hollywood's so-called woke agenda, some more preachy than others.
They think I'm him. I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's work.
Films and shows that preach to their audience don't seem to perform as well as those that simply serve to entertain, and while companies like Disney and Amazon may have the money to continue to push these sorts of films, Warner Bros. Is in a situation where they need to focus on what's profitable and what people will actually watch. A Harry Potter reboot could go a number of different ways. They could keep the original cast and have a series of films or TV shows based on where they are now. There's plenty of Harry Potter lore in terms of what the original characters did after their time at Hogwarts. They could go for a Marauders series centering around Harry's father, Sirius, Remus, and Peter Pettigrew. They could even recast everybody and just go with another series of films based on the original books. A few of the original cast have spoken out about the possibility of a reboot and given their thoughts on the matter. Rupert Grint, the actor who plays Ron Weasley, has stated he thinks a television series would work well, but he'd rather pass the torch than reprise his role as Ron Weasley. Daniel Radcliffe had something similar to say in stating he'd rather play a separate character such as Sirius or Lupin than reprise his role. Either way, many of you along with myself are probably thinking, why reboot this beloved franchise? After all, Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out in 2011. It's been a little over a decade since the films concluded, and already Warner Bros. Is talking about a reboot? Well, again, while Harry Potter certainly doesn't need a reboot, from an economic standpoint, this may be the best route Warner Bros. Can take with the property. Those films, along with the likes of Lord of the Rings, are timeless. The messages they portray, the lessons they teach, and the entertainment they bring, those films were released during a time where practical effects and CGI had the perfect blend to create a film that looked and felt so real. And it certainly does feel nigh impossible to recreate that. Who could have known that the actors they chose would grow so perfectly into the roles as they got older? I mean, you may be able to recreate quality, but you can't recreate luck. And the cast they chose way back in 2001 just happened to age ever so appropriately to fit the characters they portrayed on screen. Rebooting, redressing, reimagining, words that encompass a substantial amount of the films and television shows we've been given in recent years. A lack of creative vision has led to less new and creative IPs and just more repurposing of the same stuff we loved years ago. Yet it seems increasingly less common for those so-called creatives to stay true to those beloved films of the past, and more likely that they butcher them. Or worse, they try to insert their own ideas. Star Trek fans, Lord of the Rings fans, Star Wars fans, Marvel fans, and others have been scorned by Hollywood, having their favorite IPs turned into something unrecognizable. Must Harry Potter fall victim to the same fate? Well, that's the video, everybody. Please subscribe. I really like making these, and I'd like to keep making them, so please subscribe and like the video. If you stuck around this long, I thank you for watching. Have a great day.